I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack, literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the fourth hole, he was losing by a stroke. It was, you think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? Like, the winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously, if they win it, they're probably looking at her buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this.
And welcome in. It is in-game live game day on a wild, wonderful Wednesday. Scott Wetzel, Gabriel Morency for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern time. We got a whole lot to bet on and to watch. MLB, we got a little tennis. We got a little college football preview for tomorrow's big slate of games. A little NFL talk, I'm sure, as well. We'll throw in there over the next couple of hours. WNBA going on tonight as well. And a can't-miss U.S. Open tennis parlay that I want to throw out here in a little bit. So my partner in crime, Mr. Gabe Morency. What's going on, Gabe? How are you tonight?
We're ready to rock, Scott. WNBA game ready to tip off right now. And, man, they take these games off the board quickly. Tip it off right at 8 o'clock here. Connecticut Sun and the Dallas Wings have already started. Like, boom, like literally right on the clock. You know what? The Wings, Scott, they've hit the wall. They're just too beat up right now. So I like the Connecticut Sun in this basketball game. And despite the Connecticut Sun's straight-up record, they've actually been a good bet, this team. They've been one of the better bets in the WNBA as of late. We've talked about it. 4-2 straight up in their last 6. 6-0 against the spread. 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. 21-16, guys, the Connecticut Sun now on the season, and the Wings are in the middle of a 1-9 straight up run. They were covering point spreads, but this game is essentially, is a short price. Connecticut end up closing it as a 3-point favorites when it's all said and done, Scott. But give me the Connecticut Sun to win this basketball game. And Paige Beckers hasn't gone over a number in the last couple of games. 18.5 tonight. They played twice this year. She scored 42 points against them. She scored 21 in both games, actually. I figure she sort of bounces back tonight. I do think she goes over the 18.5, but you know what? I'm looking for a suntan tonight in Connecticut on the road, but with the Connecticut Sun. Give me the Connecticut Sun to win this game.
You know what, Gabe? Paige isn't playing tonight. I was all over that as well. Yeah.
And you know what?
I don't see her in the lineup. I don't see her listed. And I was, because she had a 30-game doubles, or a 30 game of scoring 10 points or more snapped the last time. And I thought, this is a perfect bounce-back spot, right? So I was all over that as well, but she's not listed in the starting lineup, and she's not listed on the bench. So I'm not sure why she would miss tonight's game.
Why would the point spread be this? Why would the point spread be the same?
I don't know. It's kind of weird,
you're right.
Right?
She didn't start. she didn't start.
Yeah.
So, you figured it would have been line movement, right? Right? She was listed at 18.5, as you stated before. So right now, Scott, it's 8-3. You know what? I've been trying to get in on this for a couple of minutes, and it looks like the sportsbook is confused by this game as well. Like, it keeps on, like, freezing my bets. That's why when we started the show, I'm like, why won't this accept it? I think they caught on. Yeah, Becker's is in here. Connecticut just went to a 1.5-point favorite right now.
Yeah.
Hard not to like. It's 8-3 early for Dallas, but dude, they're already without their 3 other players. Like, they're out of starters, Scott. They don't have any players left.
Yeah. It's probably why they're getting 2.5 now. They're up 8-4 Dallas, and they're still getting 2.5. So that tells you the boys have it. Maybe this was a late scratch. Because if they give number, usually the books don't get fooled too often. They get word before everybody else, right? But they did have her number.
I didn't look
posted
in the last 30 minutes or so. I did. I looked like 45 minutes ago, an hour ago or so, and she was listed. She wasn't listed as out. And I started watching baseball. To be honest, it's funny. This happened to me a couple of times, Scott, because I'll forget about the WNBA. I like to bet on it, but a lot of times earlier in the day, I'm like, oh, yeah, Alyssa Thomas is playing tonight. I better get that double-double in, right, or something like that. And then I don't. So oftentimes I'll just put the bet in earlier with the WNBA to get it out of the way. And then it seems like 50% of the time the bets I put in are scratched after.
Yeah.
It's not the first time that this has happened. With Paige either, actually. There was another time when she didn't play on the road once when they sat her at the last minute.
Yeah, they don't. That's one of the many things they need to fix in the WNBA. There's got to be some hour and a half, hour window that most of these leagues have. I think the NBA.
They're like the NBA, Scott. 10 minutes before.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, you can't do that with bettors now.
You know what it was? Fair. It was the other night. Angel Reese. They didn't say Angel Reese was coming back.
Right. I remember that.
It was like 10 minutes before the game. Oh, yeah, by the way, Angel Reese is playing. Right? It was one of those, they really do have to fix their communication department, especially, for fans as well. Right? I mean, imagine, Scott, you get in your car, you're on the way to the arena in Dallas in traffic, and you find out she's not playing. At least tell you before.
I mean, why else would you be going? They're 9-28 or whatever the hell they are, right? I mean, the only reason you're going is to go watch Paige Beckers at this point. Yeah, you find out 5 minutes after you pay for $40 to park, after you pay for the $50 for the ticket.
They're hustling people to show up because they know. How many people would have said, "Oh, Paige isn't there. I'm sorry, honey." Imagine telling your daughter, "Listen, Paige isn't playing tonight. We'll go when she's playing next week." Right? Yeah. But you don't know. You're taking your kid there to see Paige Beckers, and you get the carpet. You're in New York, so you know this. The Mets were the kings of that, huh? Like, knowing the game was going to be rained out. It's like, guys, you're not playing. Just announce it. But they still wanted to get people there and buy beers and sit there for a couple hours like idiots.
Yeah. All right, 5 on the line, 5 best trends for games that have yet to get underway. Time for that right here on the grid. I got some new trends. We had 1-4 last night. Really, we took one on the chin last night. We don't generally go 1-4. It's been a little bit of a struggle. Boy, I tell you what, honestly, college basketball, NHL, NBA, we were killing it with this 5 on the line. I mean, we were like 70, 80 games over 500. We're still, 50, 60 over, but it's a little tougher with baseball, I must say. So 1-4 last night. Our owner winner were the Angels and Rangers going over the 7.5. So back to the drawing board today. We do have some new props to play. We'll start with A's and Tigers. How about the A's 8-4 over their last 12? Tigers 5-1 over their last 6. Big number as the game is in Sacramento, but let's go over 10.5 Detroit against the Sacramento, if you will, A's. Play number 2, San Fran against the Cubbies. We're going to play 2. We got 2 pretty good trends with this one. San Fran, now they did win last night, but as we say, if you didn't know that, you saw 3-15 last 18 at home, you'd still go with it. So we'll give the Cubbies one more crack as San Francisco's playing lousy at home. Give us the Cubs minus the 125. I like their pitcher tonight anyway. Same game, Cubs. And again, it did go over last night, but still Cubs on a nice 15-3 under run. Let's give one more crack at under 8.5 Cubs and San Francisco tonight. Next one, Houston. Same thing. The 11-1, but the one was last night. But right back to the well we go. I wouldn't personally play it. And, these are just trends. Just like we told you last night, Gabe and I, that we wouldn't, play Houston 11-0. We like Colorado. So, but right back to the well. Trend-wise, it's still a pretty solid one. Astros laying a run and a half, minus 140 against Colorado. And then the best one of all, the best one probably, since the start of baseball season. That's the Cincinnati Reds, Gabe. They've yet to be swept. They dropped the first 2 of their 3-game series against Cincinnati. They've yet to be swept in a series. So let's hope that continues. Let's grab the Reds plus 166 against your Dodgers. What do you think?
The problem is, as you stated, trends work better in other sports than baseball. Right? Baseball is such a random sport, 162 games. We talk about the variables of the sport compared to other sports. I think tonight is the night that it happens. The Cincinnati Reds will lose the series for the first time this year. 42 consecutive series, Scott. It comes to an end tonight.
How about that? We're coming up.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Just getting underway. Scott and Gabe run down our 5 on the line, as we always do. Over Tigers and A's. Both teams had a nice little overrun of late. We're going to grab the Cubs minus the 125, as the Giants, despite the win last night, still only 3-15. Their last 18 at home. The game did go over, but we'll still play the under. Cubbies still on a nice little 15-3 under run. It's 8.5. We'll grab the Astros trend-wise, minus the 1.5 runs against the Rockies, although I don't particularly like that. And then the Reds haven't been swept in a series all season long. They dropped the first 2 against the Dodgers, so trend-wise, it is Cincinnati plus the 166. But Gabe, out on a limb, you know, the greatest sports axiom of all time, right? Winners bet with streaks, losers bet against streaks, but Gabe is saying nope. Not going to happen tonight. The Dodgers do win. All right. I don't think you're far off. I think it's a halfway decent chance, Gabe. I'm kind of leaning more towards you than I am the trend.
Well, I'm really not going out on a limb. The Dodgers are minus 200 favorites. It's too bad they're so heavily favored. The Dodgers get heavily favored when Ohtani's on the hill, but something's got to give here, guys. So as we were talking about the Reds, they played, this is their 43rd series of the year. And it's amazing because it's not like they're a dominant team or anything like that, right? You know, we've talked about it, you know, for the last month. They've been consistently like 3 to 5 games over 500 all year, essentially. But they've never been swept. It's amazing. In 42 series, they've never been swept. They've had their backs against the wall a couple of times lately, though. And I think eventually it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to go the entire season without not getting swept. And something's got to give as well, Scott. The Dodgers are 0-4 in Ohtani's last 4 starts. The Dodgers have lost the baseball game. And he's pitched well at times. Other times he's been just okay. But interesting, the tonight is Shohei Ohtani bobblehead night. And I don't know, they have his bobblehead night a couple of times a year, it seems. Like they have different ones, right? They had one with his dog. They had one with him and his dog. Yeah, and they had another one like the Dodgers are big on promotions. Like, you know what I mean? They're very good at it. So, yeah, but tonight is Ohtani night, Scott. And there's something to this. Talking about just sort of like, you know, trends and weird anomalies. Last night, a good example, Andres Jimenez of the Toronto Blue Jays. Not a power hitter, Scott. I think the guy had like 3 home runs with Cleveland last year. This year, he's got like 13 or 14 or something. He's actually hit some. But anyways, it was his bobblehead night. Lo and behold, not only did he hit a home run, it was the longest home run of his career that he hit. The Jays are the kings of this, Scott. Like, I swear to God, and so I'm sure people tuning in now, like, send me the list. I'll find the list, later. I'll pop it up here. But the Jays are the kings of this. Like, whoever the Toronto Blue Jay is, it's their bobblehead, they hit home run. I've seen it happen with the Dodgers. I've seen Ohtani. Ohtani hits home runs a lot anyways. So it is on top of it thing, Scott. Ohtani bobblehead night tonight. He's pitching. The Dodgers are 0-4 in his last 4 starts. I'm going all in. I say he hits a home run. I say the Dodgers win tonight, and they snap the Cincinnati Red streak. I'll get the updated strikeout prop. The Reds do strike out quite a bit, Scott. They are a pretty free-swinging baseball team. And one thing with Ohtani, even in his limited innings, and now he was up to 5. But remember, they lost to Colorado in his start, Scott. That was the last time he pitched. It was actually the Colorado game. And I said, I like the strikeouts, and he didn't last long enough. He got hit, and he got hit with a line drive, I think. That was it. He got hit with the line drive. He got taken out of the baseball game. So he hasn't been dominant on the hill, but he's been good at striking people out. It's 5.5 once again tonight, Scott. So I don't know. I guess it's rare to say this unless people were betting on Babe Ruth. Like, give me a player to hit a home run and give me the player over 5.5 strikeouts.
That's it. I'm surprised. FanDuel right now has his home run prop at plus 230. I really was expecting. Yeah, exactly, right? I was really expecting 185, Gabe. 185, 195, maybe 200. But honestly, I was expecting in the 100s. I really was. So to see that plus 230, even though overall it's not
I'm surprised.
It's actually
I'm not getting screwed. Yeah. Someone told me 210 earlier in the day. Or it was last night, because I tweeted out last night. I said, Ohtani bobblehead night, you've been warned after Jimenez. Sort of, the little betting, betting fund little angle. And somebody said, clicking it now, plus 210. So we're getting a pretty good number. I mean, remember, you and I talked about it last week, guys. It was plus 110. It was the lowest number ESPN bet had ever set, they said, for a home run prop before. So now we're getting plus 235. Lodolo's been pretty good, but he's still Shohei Ohtani. He can hit a home run against anybody.
See, the problem is, I got to run it down. I'm looking at his last game. His last game, anyway. I don't know about all of his starts. The last game, they took him out. So I don't think they do that all the time, but let's say he goes
No,
4
but
innings, 5
normally,
innings.
Scott, he doesn't come out. He'll come out as a pitcher. Remember, we were on the air once, and remember he went in? I said, no, he's coming back. Last week against Colorado, he came out. We got screwed with the prop.
Right.
He got hit with a line drive. Like, that's why he came out. They were like, yeah, you're done for the day. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You just gave up runs. You're not staying in the game to hit, bro. You just got hit in the leg with a line drive. So, like, they took him out of the game because of injury, not a precautionary injury, right? Not because, you're taken out of the game as a pitcher. No, when he comes out of the game as a pitcher, he just rolls on as the DH after.
As the DH. Okay. So maybe I was thinking that maybe that's why, but you're right. He did. He came out because he got hit in the leg. Right. So, all right. Plus 230, man. I love hunch bets. So, you want to, and I'm not a big home run better guy, but Ohtani, bobblehead, you know he's going to do something. Whether it's a home run, RBI, double. He's not going over
9 strikeouts.
Yeah, absolutely, right. He's not going 0 for 4, and I don't think he's going to get 2 or 3 strikeouts. He's got to do something special. The guy is just too
like this, Scott. So these Ohtani, some of these Ohtani bobbleheads, they go for a lot of money, right? Like $1,800, and like some of the limited ones.
Wow.
So people in Los Angeles, they wait and from like 6 in the morning, like outside of Dodger Stadium. So tonight, though, everybody gets one. It's not just like the first 25,000 or first 10,000 or whatnot. So everybody gets one. But there was still a lineup all day there, Scott. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you people? You guys, like, you're getting one anyways. You could show up, like, with your ticket in the 3rd inning and get one. Then I realized, no, they're showing up early. They're going to go in, come back out, and go back in with
get another
ticket.
one. Wow.
Or multiple ones. Multiple. Yeah.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack, literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the 4th hole, he was losing by a stroke. It was, you think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? Like, the winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously, if they win it, they're probably looking at her buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number 1. Little special in-game live double dip SGP. Same game parlay time. We're going to throw two at you tonight, one conventional and one a little unorthodox, which is actually my favorite play. But I'll throw the conventional one at you first. That's Tigers and A's battle game 3 of their 3-game series. Listen, the A's won the first 2. Do I really think they're going to sweep Detroit? No. I mean, listen, they've been playing well since the All-Star break, but I'm going to go the Tigers with Casey Mize, their second-best pitcher on the hill. Laying only $1.26. I actually do like that play. Going to go over 5.5 runs Detroit. The game is in Sacramento. Going to use Gleyber Torres to get a base hit and a run scored. One of the better players, obviously top of the lineup for the Tigers. I think they put 6-7 on the board. Going to use Nick Kurtz, get one hit just to bump the odds up for the A's. And this is the fun part of this parlay. We're going to go under, not over, under 10.5. I envision this as a 7-2, 8-2, 6-4 type of win for the Detroit Tigers. They're going to get at least 6 runs, but with Casey Mize on the hill, I'm banking on him pitching well. I don't think they're going to get swept. So that's going to pay a nice little fat 18-1, 18.32 to be exact. Then, Gabe, going to have some fun with our U.S. Open tonight. We're going to put in a 7-player parlay. Why would you do that, Scott? Well, start with, first off, it's 80-1. Who's going to lay 80-1 on a tennis player, right? Nobody. So think about that. So we're going to start with the Swiatek, the best tennis player on the women's side right now, against Susan Lemens. She's 80-1 to win. We're going to start there. Then we're going to use Sabalenka against Kudermetova, who that is a 40-1 price on Sabalenka. This Kudermetova dude, or actually girl, is she's ranked 25th in the world. That's not too bad, actually, but she's only 33-20 this year. She loses a lot. Then we're going to use Yannick Sinner against Popyrin. He's not the best player on the men's side. Is not losing to anybody. He's 40-1. Then we're going to use Alex de Minaur against this dude, Suzuki. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. He's ranked 112th. He sucks. He's 4-21 for his career. I don't know how a guy is 4-21 and ranked 112th, which is actually halfway decent. So we're going to throw him in there. Then we're going to throw Andrei Rublev in there. He's 25-1 against his opponent. Then we're going to use Ben Shelton. Now, his match is starting soon, so you want to get this in against Carino Busta, who's ranked 137th in the world. He's not beating Ben Shelton. And then last but not least, we'll use Alexander Zverev against some dude named Jacob Fernley. Never heard of him. He's ranked 131st in the world. He's not beating Zverev. So the Sabalenka match and the Shelton match are tonight. The other matches are all tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. So they'll all be completed by the time we come back on the air tomorrow night. So Swiatek, Sabalenka, Sinner, de Minaur, Rublev, Shelton, and Zverev. And it's only minus 337. So compared to the 80-1, the 337s, in my world, that's doable. These guys and girls aren't winning. They're not losing games. How's this parlay not going to get? Who's going to get upset?
You've had some good parlays, but this might be the worst play ever given on. Come on. You get a play. This might be the worst play, worst bet ever given on this network. This is worse than Loud's teasers from a couple of weeks ago.
They weren't even teasers.
You're going to play 7 different tennis events for a minus 337. Yes. I'll save everyone a lot of trouble. I played Leylah Fernandez and Paulini to win tonight. There's 2, Scott. Minus 152. Just saved you a lot of trouble. It's 2 players, minus 152. And the thing is, Scott, you got a lot of landmines there. And there are upsets in tennis. I hate, you know what I mean? If you would have rattled all that off and told me plus 337, I'd be like, yeah, all right, whatever, plus 350 or something, sure. But minus, I had 7 things to happen. I can't tie my shoelace 7 times in a row properly without my laces coming undone. I'm not going to trust that, 7 tennis players are going to show up and not screw up, systematically one by one. I have to give thumbs down to this one, Wetzel.
All right. We haven't really, although Casper Ruud actually got upset today. He's the first upset. You don't get as many, I would never do this at the French Open.
Yeah, it was the weed smell.
I wouldn't do it at Wimbledon on grass. Yeah. Hard court surfaces, you don't get too many upsets. If I had to choose one that I'd be worried about, it would be one of the women.
Like, would you walk up to someone at a window at the sports book and tell someone in the book, you should really follow me on this parlay? Come on.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack, literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the fourth hole, he was losing by a stroke. It was, you think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? Like, the winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously, if they win it, they're probably looking at her buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid, halfway through hour number one. Scott and Gabe, as we're joined now by our good buddy you see and hear all the time here on the grid, Mr. Cam Stewart, who I know is going to be in my corner with my 7-leg parlay at the U.S. Open.
Minus 337.
337. Yeah.
I got to be honest with you,
I
Scott.
didn't know how that's possible. I got a 2-girl parlay that's 152, but yeah, sorry, go on.
It's funny, Gabe, I'm on the same one with Fernandez and Paulini. I actually have futures on Paulini, but Scott, I'm not sure if Morency was like saying it was the worst play in the history of SportsGrid, but a minus 335 parlay, 7-banger tennis, it's up there. Let's just say I love you, but like, honest to God, it's not even like 2-1. It's minus 340. Like what? Like anything can happen in tennis. I'm just saying. Like what are you gonna do? Bet like $340 to win? It's risky. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, it was like 100 to win like $28. It wasn't even like $50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was 100 to lose
but
28.
Really? Do you still want to do that? 100 to win $28? Can we do something else?
I can live with 100 to win 28 if something is a stone cold. Like, you know what? Like a UFC fight's a good example. It's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's like, yeah, listen, he's minus 275, but he's not going to lose. And I'll generally find a way to put it in a parlay. So I'm not adverse to sort of like, thinking, all right, something is a lock. And I've got weird parlays myself. I'm trying to come up with like alternate college football win total parlays. And I was up like all night last night, and the book was blocking me from putting together different combinations.
What are you doing?
What are you won't let me combine this with this? Yes. I tried to take Michigan over 7.5 wins with a CFL game. They wouldn't let me. Right now, I was like, all right, so let me try this with a baseball game. Then they let me do like, it was weird. It was all over the place. But tennis upsets happen. We see. So, yeah, Leylah Fernandez is in action right now. But what are you on right now? I want to say, too, in the Blue Jay game, guys, I wanted to bring it up earlier, Wetzel, and I'm an idiot. The total, it was 3-1, and the total was like 11.5 in game. And Lauer's getting hit hard tonight. The Twins are hitting him. And, dear God, it's 6-5 right now. So it's already up to 11. I was going to say, Scott, but we went to a break. I like the over 11.5 in game. I'm watching the game. Like I said, the Blue Jays used like their entire bullpen last night. Lauer's not very good, and the Twins are just racking them up. The Blue Jays can hit the ball. And now, Wetzel, we got a total 16.5 in the Blue Jays and Twins game. Bottom of the fourth inning, 6-5 Twins now.
Wow. What do you at, Ken? I tell you what, they were a big favorite
I'd
tonight,
lean
too,
over.
Toronto.
I would lean over because both pitchers, you know what I mean? We talk about it. Minnesota just put Hatch in the game. This guy, yeah, he's okay, I guess, but we're going to see way more relievers here. Gabe's right. Lauer's very average at best. You know, he's been getting rocked. It's been a sloppy game. I see 15.5 now. We're at 11. We're only in the bottom of the fourth inning, ladies and gentlemen, so we could see more runs in these games. Tennis, we talked about Scott's crazy parlay. I'm going to do something not crazy at all, Scott. I'm actually going to take a shot with Leonard Struff. You talked about one Dane going down. Holger Rune is in action against Struff. I know Struff is actually a guy that is getting better all the time. I know plus 290, it's actually gone up. They're tied one set, 40-40 in the third, and I will tell you, I think this German can win, and I'm getting 3-1 on this guy. I'm going to take a small play on Struff over Rune.
All right. How about the Red Sox? You know what? They must have made a second out. I was going to say Red Sox had runners on first and third with one out against Baltimore, top of the eighth inning, and they were giving us +1 and change. Small number, like +105, 106, but I figured they would at least tie it, but now it's up to +250, so something tells me the Red Sox have 2 outs. Now it's locked. All right, so forget that. But, all right, we'll see if they end up scoring and see any kind of numbers. But that 1 and change was tempting, but I guess that's not going to happen. How about the Phillies, guys? You know, losing again to the Mets. Everyone has their kryptonite. And the Mets can't beat the Braves, and the Phillies can't beat the Mets. It's the weirdest thing. They're 11-3, 8 straight wins at home are the Mets against the Phillies. They're in a position to sweep this series, and they would still be 4 back. But all Philadelphia had to do was win 1 game in this series, Gabe and Cam, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. They're down 4-0. But I will say, Mets bullpen, bottom of the 6th inning, 15-1 on the Phillies. What do you think, Cam?
Well, the Phillies on my book are +3.5, +142. That's pretty crazy. That's something that I would look at right now. As for the Blue Jays game, we talked about the total. I'll also take Toronto +106 live. They're only down 1 run. 1 runner on, 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. We got a lot of baseball left. Games coming up. Guys, I like the Cubs tonight in a rebound situation against San Francisco. You're only laying 25 cents. And I was going to get your guys' opinion. I'm on the Royals right now, but it's scoreless. What do you think about that total at 4.5? Is that too light, or is this going to be a defensive game? These pitchers, no-namers, they're doing quite well right now. We don't even have any runs, and we're in the bottom of this fourth with 2 outs.
The White Sox just hit a home run, so it's 1-0 White Sox. Total's 5.5, but I have as much interest in Wetzel's tennis parlay as I do betting a Royal White Sox game.
I love the Royal White Sox game, but anyway, Kansas City, what can we do? That's the best.
Got the Dodgers and Reds starting in 2 minutes. I can't worry about the Royals and White Sox.
You're right. That's too rich for me. That's like a Rolls Royce, and I'm in a Corolla. So I'm going to stay in my lane.
The Dodgers, for everybody tuning in, the Dodger game starts earlier tonight than normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like normally we talk about the Dodgers. It's a 5:40 start tonight.
Is it kind of goofy? Should we go under? Is sun going to be in their eyes? Is it going to be pitchers a benefit here? First few innings, maybe under first 5?
I do like the under, Scott. And it was 8 earlier, and I was hoping to be higher. It was 8. I see 7.5 now. And it's funny, Scott, because you and I talk about all these Dodger unders all the time. The Dodgers have 21 runs in their last 3 games. If you'll notice, they're hitting the ball now. Like, you know what I mean? Like against San Diego, the Dodgers' bats are hot. Freeman's not in the lineup for the record tonight. Kike Hernandez is playing first instead of Freeman tonight. But Lodolo's pretty good. And even though, like, last night the game managed to stay under, even though the Dodgers score runs. Same thing in game 1. I generally think that I'm leaning, I like the under, Scott, but the odds makers agree. 7.5 is a pretty low number.
Wow. What's the first 5 with Ohtani pitching? Let me see before we get to that bullpen. First 5 innings, what's it going to be, 4.5, I imagine?
You know what, Ohtani as well, guys, and Scott, he's been a big first inning guy too. Like Ohtani often gives up that home run in the first, similar to Yamamoto.
Yeah, 4.5. What's I'm just concerned like a 5:30 start's going to be weird. Sun in their eyes. Isn't Chavez Ravine always had difficult with the 5:30 starts there? I kind of remember those in the postseason.
No, it's more the I know the stadium. Well, the afternoon starts are worse than this one. Like the 12:35, 1:05 type of start. That's where it gets weird more so with the shadows than now. You know what? I mean, it's going to pop up on my screen in a second, so I'll sort of get a live shot of it. But I do lean under 7.5. You know, Ohtani has been hit. Like we said, there's a lot of back and forth with this game. The Reds haven't been swept all year. This is their 43rd series of the year. Ohtani, the Dodgers have lost his last 4 starts. It's Ohtani bobblehead night tonight, right? Like Lodolo's been good for Cincinnati, right? So it seems to add up to an under to me tonight. Like that's what I was liking, but I got turned off by the 7.5.
Yeah. FanDuel's got it. Well, no, they just flipped it to 7.5. I was gonna say it was 8 a second ago, but they just as you said that, they flipped it to 7.5. So
they were listening. They said, "Oh wait, Morency just said it should be 7.5." They said, "We better
Dallas Wings at WNBA. Dallas Wings are up 6, and they're like a pick 'em. I love FanDuel plus a half point or minus 108. We're already on them, but I like that's fine. They're up 6, and I think they can win. They can beat the Connecticut Sun.
I'm on the Sun in this game, Cam. I'm on the Connecticut Sun. Sun are hot right now.
No Paige Beckers, Cam.
No Paige Beckers, 1-9. You know, so the Dodger game has started, and it's interesting. It's all dark already. Like there's not sort of the discrepancy. There's shadows all over the infield. It's like the sun is in the right field part of the field only right now.
All right, we'll get some college football thoughts out of Cam when we come back.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack, literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the 4th hole, he was losing by a stroke. It was, you think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? Like the winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously if they win it, they're probably looking at her buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, hour number one, talking a little bit of everything. A little baseball, a little college football. We'll get to here. A little WNBA, a little golf as well with our good buddy Cam Stewart. Keegan Bradley, Cam, we'll get your thoughts. He did not name himself. I think it's like an indictment of the PGA Tour. This is why people just rolled over for Tiger Woods and why they rolled over for Scott. It's just Scotty Scheffler. They don't have any guts. Just stand up and say, I'm one of the best tennis players. I'm one of the best golf players in the world. Of course I'm going to be on a team. I'm the captain. What the hell am I also doing being a captain if I'm not going to name myself? And move on. No guts.
Is he one of the best, Cam? Should he be on the team?
Yeah, actually, if you actually look at everything that he did this year, he should have been a lock. But basically, he said, I'm going to take myself out and get another player. The issue I have with the American team is one player and one player alone, and it's Colin Morikawa. He's in horrible form. He had a horrible year. He went through like 4 or 5 caddies. Not a real team. I'm just looking at it going, you know what? If they're in a close match, it's going to be a big, big mistake having this guy on the team. And let me tell you something. He's missed cuts 2 of his last 5 events, okay? He hasn't made, and I'm talking majors, hasn't shown up. And these are FedEx Cup tournaments with 30 players, 50 and 70, always at the back end. He's had a horrible, horrible, horrible second half to his season. Despite being good at the start, it's how you finish and what form are you going to head into New York. Also, maybe not the length you need at this course. Happy they picked Cameron Young, who got his win. He's been in good form, also from New York. So I think it's a good hometown pick, but he also murders the ball. Morikawa out, I would have put Maverick, McNeely, Novak, or anybody else in. I don't like that. It's my only flaw with the American team. And I'll tell you one thing, when after Tommy Fleetwood won his first event, this guy's one of the best single players ever. Him and Francisco Molinari actually beat the U.S. 5-0 a few Ryder Cups ago. I'm going to be riding this guy hard in all of his matchups, guys.
USA's minus 130, guys. You're plus 140 on FanDuel.
I would say that Bryson DeChambeau should be on the team. That would be my take. Banning the live guys is just dumb. He's still American.
Right.
You know what I mean? Imagine in soccer, if
did
the live guy, so he is?
Yeah, no, he made it. He made it. He's allowed to play. DeChambeau's, he's there. But the thing is, you look at the other American live guys, the stronger live guys are Hatton, Rahm, all those other guys. Yeah. And they already had a big press conference about this, Gabe. They're trying to really fix this thing in. It's I know their point system's different, but Bryson DeChambeau is one of the best players in the world. And that's just the way it should be.
Yeah, no, I see here. Yeah, they're talking about who he gets paired with. Yeah, I didn't realize that he was. I thought that the live guys were still I thought they were still banned from international play.
Well, think about this, Gabe. If the live guys were banned from Europe,
they were the President's Cup.
Yeah, the Ryder Cup, a little bit different. Think about the guys that live with, think about the price of the Americans without Rahm, Hatton, and a couple of the other guys who are world-class players on the European side. And I agree with Gabe. Bryson DeChambeau is a no-brainer. The guy's one of the best players in the world, so hopefully we work this thing out. But, Scott, I'm going to tell you, just because it's on American soil, I'm looking at the European team going, there's a lot to like there. You know what I mean? And the books aren't stupid. They usually make America a minus 200 favorite at home, but this European team has a lot of good players, a lot of guys that can do everything well too. So I'd take a long, hard look.
You got Scotty Scheffler though.
That's true, but it's different in match play versus other. If it was a stroke play event with him, dude, just signed, sealed, and delivered. But the other guys,
the Ryder Cup's a month away. This is Scott's tennis parlay. I'm
okay.
It's a month away.
Okay, sure. Well, what do we want to talk about? College football. Let's talk college football. What are you guys thinking about tomorrow's start?
17 college football games coming up here.
Yeah, I know.
17. I know, it's crazy.
I don't know if it's 17. I just threw out that number.
It's about that. There's quite a few. If you want to count all the goofy Delaware versus Delaware State games, how about Boise State? We'll start at the top. By the way, one team on that is 1-11, their last 12, going back obviously last year, and the other team is 0-10. So it's they're combined. How many people are going to that game, even in Delaware? Boise State laying 5.5 at South Florida. Boise State's obviously a good team, but I will tell you this, guys. Non-conference games, 8-14-1 against the spread. They don't cover these games, these non-conference games. Laying 5.5 on the road, Cam.
It's a good point, Scott. And Gabe and I talked about this on the Sports Rage podcast today. We're going through all the games, and we're expecting fireworks in this game. I look at the total, and it's a lot of points, but I would expect both teams to score. To your point, Scott, I don't think it's going to be easy for Boise State in this game, and I would not be surprised, if South Florida had a backdoor touchdown to cover. I expect the Broncos to win, but asking them to win, a 5.5 is kind of a dead number we talk about in sports, but I'm kind of leaning South Florida in a game where they probably lose by a field goal, maybe 4. I think, asking Boise to win by 6 or 7 would be around the number, but I'm going to take the dog, and I like the over in this game. I think we're going to see some points, guys.
Last year, Scott, Boise opened up the season. It was Georgia Southern. And they admittedly said after that the heat bothered them. I'm not a big weather guy, but one thing with heat, I'm more concerned with heat than I am with, the rain or something like that. And It's going to be hot tomorrow in the Tampa area, right? 90 degrees. It's going to be humid. The humidity factor is high, 68% humidity factor. So as the game goes on, the guys for Boise are going to start to feel it in that heat there. But I think Boise win the game. I'm not really in love with laying the points in the game. I think there should be points. The game should get over that total at 62.5. But I like Boise to make the playoffs at plus 190. So that's what I'm telling people before this game tomorrow. The odds are obviously going to change after this week to make the playoffs. So Boise State to make the playoffs. Their real tough game is this one, and they play at Notre Dame. And I expect they're going to win this game tomorrow. And, in fact, you know what? It's coming down. I'll say Boise State covers, Scott. I haven't locked it in yet. I'm waiting for the number to come down more, but I think Boise State will end up covering tomorrow.
All right. Who do you like, Cam, tomorrow? You got any what are your favorite plays?
I was going to take, basically, I was looking at that Wyoming-Akron game. I'm looking to the Akron Zips, as crazy as that sounds. And my dumpster special, I like, now the line's even gone up. I like Tennessee Martin. It's plus 22.5 now in my book. I hope it gets to 24 against Ranieri's Oklahoma State Cowboys. A lot of dirty dogs.
Wow. You dug deep in that one. You're right about that. I don't even know if I got notes on that one. And I got notes on that. What did I do? Tennessee Martin, you make fun of me. Tennessee Martin is 1-19 their last 20 games.
I'm not laying minus
Oklahoma State are going to win that game 55-0.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack, literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the 4th hole, he was losing by a stroke. It was, you think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? The winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously, if they win it, they're probably looking at her buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe closing out hour number 1. Normally we have our Black Cloud play of the day, but, there really were only 2 games. Everything else is already underway, so I don't like to press that. If there really isn't a great play, then I don't like to throw it out there and mislead you guys. So we'll take a pass on that, but it'll be back tomorrow for sure. So talk a little college football there. Thanks to Cam Stewart again for joining us for a couple segments there. But yeah, Bunchy, I get a kick out of a game. I do. It's a lot of work, going through all these games, especially college. In colleges, the trends mean a lot less than they do in the NFL. NFL, it's basically the same team, same players, for the most part. Little variations, obviously. But college, there's so many coaching changes, like 30 different coaching changes this year.
That's the coaching trend, Scott. That's the trend in college. You can only really go back as far as the current coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's a lot of turnover. College is so different now. Like with freshmen and transfers, teams come together quickly. I saw a coach talking about it saying, he goes, all these kids are so used to playing with different players at all-star games nowadays and stuff. Like they come together a lot quicker than they used to. Tomorrow night, the big one. So we got that Boise game, and then Nebraska and Cincinnati at Arrowhead tomorrow night. Nebraska are 6.5-point favorites. The total is 52 in this game. I'll be a sucker and take the over, Scott, of this football game. But you know what? I think Nebraska going to be good this year. People are asking me about them online today. Their win total 7.5 this year. They should be undefeated. They will. They probably will be undefeated going into the Michigan game. If you look at Nebraska's schedule, and I'm not even looking at it right now, and I know there's a lot of Marylands and Michigan States, and there's just a lot of winnable football games for them. The last couple of weeks of the season gets harder for them, so they better rack up some wins early. But I think Rule is better, poised to take that next step. It's cliche. You don't need me to tell you guys about, in his 3rd year in a college football program. But it's not just Raiola either. Like, Raiola's got some talent around him. Raiola's just got to turn the ball over a little bit less. But I'm expecting Nebraska to go over their 7.5 this year, Scott. It starts tomorrow. And I don't think they just win. I think they'll win. I don't think they kill them, but I think they'll win, 34-23 or something like that. Like 35-21. Like, I think Nebraska will make a statement tomorrow night on national television.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati a little I don't want to say overrated because no one thinks they're great, but they're living off that championship run, but it's been a couple of years. They lost their last 5 last season. They're really not that good. Coach is gone. Everyone's gone. It was a long time ago. Realistically, it wasn't, but in terms of football, that was a long time ago. I think Nebraska, games in Kansas City, this will be basically a home game for the Cornhuskers. I think they're going to win big. You said their schedule, Gabe, I'll look at it. You got 3 automatic wins. If you can find a way to win this weekend, right, and I think they will, then you got Akron at home. You're not losing to Akron. Then you got Houston Christian, not Texas Christian, Houston Christian. So that's
and not the Houston Cougars.
No, we're not the Houston Cougars either.
Houston Cougars.
So, there's 3 wins right there, right? You can't win 5 more games. But it's always been, it's the strangest thing with Nebraska. They always start off okay, but all the big boys seem to be on the back end of their schedule, and then they just fall apart, second half of the season. But I believe in Rule as a Nebraska fan. I think he's going to turn it around, and hopefully the Raiola kid can kind of live up to the hype and get even better.
And one thing with Nebraska, too, is, as you know, it is one of the loudest stadiums in college football. It is like a rabid place. It's hard to go into that stadium, yet they haven't been good for so long. So the air, Scott, I heard a story like they used to release balloons into the air after the first touchdown. Right. Things got so bad, Scott. The air was deflating in the balloons before
they didn't score.
Yeah, no, it's not even like a joke. Things got so bad. Like they actually were it's a problem. You know what I mean? Because it used to be right away. Hey, touchdown Sooners, and then all the red and white balloons, the fans will let the balloons go. You got a bunch of fans, Scott, standing there for half an hour. We're not scoring. You know what I mean? You're holding. It's like a team standing up in college basketball until they score. But imagine
Right,
if you're a
right.
terrible team. You're standing there forever. Like, so they actually they were like, yeah, the balloons are actually like they're losing their air by the time we give them the people. By the time it was like those are dark days in Nebraska right now, man. When the balloons are losing air.
And, you know, people now probably won't appreciate this, but it is true. College football is better when Nebraska is better. You know, I'm not saying like Yankees with baseball, but they're a signature, believe it or not, team.
It's like USC, same thing.
Coming up.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack, literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the fourth hole, he was losing by a stroke. It was, you think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? Like, the winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously, if they win it, they're probably looking at her buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Let the fun begin as one of our women in our 7-leg U.S. Open parlay has just begun to match Sabalenka. Carlos Alcaraz blitzed Matty Bellucci 6-1, 6-love, 6-3. We should have played game. We should have had the under on him game totals. This is still in a position for him to be blitzing players. So that's underway. And Ben Shelton, the other guy, so the two that are tonight are just getting underway with their matches. So we'll keep an eye on that. A little baseball talk with our good buddy, as we see it here all the time here on the grid. Tom Vecchio joins us now. What's going on, Tom? How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Like you said, a little bit of baseball. It's getting to that point of the year where it's like, all right, we have baseball, but we also have football starting next week, which obviously I'm super excited for along with everyone else. But let's get to some baseball, at least for tonight's game. I got some action coming up at the 10 o'clock window.
Reds have second and third right now, guys. Second and third in the second inning on Ohtani. As I stated, Ohtani, Tom, I don't know if you played this game, but Ohtani, the Dodgers are 0-4 in his last 4 starts. Lodolo's been good. The Reds haven't been swept yet this year. 42 series could get swept here. Ohtani's, gotten in trouble early in baseball games we've seen. What were your thoughts on Ohtani tonight? I did play his over 5.5 strikeouts because even if he gives up runs, he still does strike people out, and the Reds do swing pretty freely at baseballs. What did you think of that, the Dodgers-Reds game right now? 2 out, second and third for the Reds right now in the second.
Overall, I have been a little bit wary with Ohtani just because sometimes the money lines have gotten out of control. I just saw it flash to -125. It's now back up to -166. This is a spot to play it in game. And, part of my overall opinion with Ohtani is I think there's too much allure with him where the public money just pushes the money line out of control and then it therefore pushes the run
not a
line
fair
out of
price.
control. Right.
Yeah, not a fair
you
price,
can't even play the run line at a certain point. So in-game is the best spot to do it. I would absolutely take the Dodgers in-game at -125 rather than lay it. The pitch count can get out of control for Ohtani at times, which is why we do see him struggle with the strikeouts, where I believe when he was at Colorado a couple weeks ago, he did not go over his strikeouts, even though they're horrible and they strike out the highest rate versus righties. It just, the pitch count got out of control, and it was Coors Field.
He's got 4 already, just for the record. He's working on his 5th, right? He's got 4 strikeouts. So
wow,
he's throwing heat. Yeah, this guy's got 4. His prop was 5.5. So he's at 4 right now. We'll see. I'll let you know what happens with the third out here.
Yeah. I'm just curious to see how long he goes because, his last 2 outings, as you guys said, he didn't pitch well. So was he yanked because he didn't pitch well, and in the game against Colorado took the line drive off his leg? But he's yet to throw 90 pitches. But like I said, they might be ready to have him go 90. Yeah.
But he's up to 80. If you notice, though, it was 35, 40, 45. It's been very incremental, right? And then the 80, he didn't get a chance to go 80. Like Tom said, he wasn't that good against Colorado. And then he took that line drive off his leg, right? And that was game, set, match.
Yeah.
So does he go 90 tonight?
He goes 90 at this pace. It seems like he's on a great pace right now. It's just that strikeouts can drive the pitch count up. So he could have 7-8 strikeouts, but he only goes 80 pitches in 5 innings.
It's a good point.
Right, so
he strikes people out, but it takes more pitches. You're better off with the knuckleball, a little ground ball on the first pitch.
Exactly.
It's a good point.
Exactly. Yeah. Tigers and A's are the Tigers, Tom, going to get swept after dropping the first 2 against a feisty A's team that since the All-Star break, 4 or 5 games, believe it or not, over 500.
Yeah, the A's are super interesting because, I've always said this about them, or I've said this about them this year, I should say, is, no matter how bad their pitching is, at a certain point, they got some hitters in that lineup. They got some legit swinging hitters that can put up some runs. And when you play at a ballpark like they do in Sacramento, that is only going to be compounded, extrapolated, whatever you want to say, because the ballpark's so hot, the winds blow out, it's super open, it's a minor league park, there's no stands to block the wind. So when they get going with the hits, they will pile up the home runs as we've seen. And we saw the Grand Slam versus, even though it was Screwball on the mound the other night. So I like the Tigers' money line when it's all said and done. Even though they have this high variance because their hitters can swing and put up runs, their pitching staff is still ultimately terrible. So sure, they can score 6 or 7 runs, but they also can give up 7, 8, 9. So I like the Tigers in a bounce back spot. I know Casey Mize hasn't been the best this season, but I will still take the Tigers as a team. I'm not betting on Mize. I'm betting on the Tigers to come away with the win.
Your Twins and Blue Jays, by the way, 8-5 gave you. I think you were going to make mention of that. Total still 16.5, but I think we're going to get to 17. I mean, 8-8. Really, only 3 more runs, 8-8, and now we got a 17th run, right?
Right.
Still a lot of baseball left in this game.
Yeah,
so we're going to the bottom of the 6 right now. You know what I think a good live in-game bet is? I think, Scott, I missed the boat. Right, when it was 3-1 earlier, I saw 11.5, but we were talking with someone. We were talking about something else. We went to a break, and then boom, next thing you knew, there was a bunch of runs. Just like I said, the Blue Jays bullpen's been getting lit up as of late. They were overtaxed last night. Lauer was getting hit hard tonight. There's just a lot of hard hit balls in this series. I'm not kidding. The poor kid on the third baseline, the ball boy in Toronto, has nearly been decapitated 5 times over the last. He caught a line drive last night right at his head. He's ducking, it's a big joke. Everyone's giving an applause all the time. But I think the Jays, guys, plus 2.5 runs, minus 130. That's what I'm going to jump in. I'm already on the Jays to win the game, but I think they'll get back in this thing. If they lose, I don't think they'll lose by 1 or something. I think the Jays get back in this thing, guys. So I'll take the Jays plus 2.5.
It's honestly solid. At the end of the day, the Twins don't have good pitching staff. The back and the bullpen does not have Johan Duran anymore. So, it is factually weaker. And frankly, the Blue Jays have just been swinging. So if they can get runs on the board, I don't think that, like, to Gabe's point, if they score, it's not going to be just one run. It'll probably be multiple runs because a home run will come through, or they're just going to have one of those innings where they rattle off 4 or 5 hits, add in a walk or two, and all of a sudden the game's tied back up.
All right, I know this is a Red Sox-related question, so I could ask Adam Kaufman, and I could ask a couple of other. I want to ask you the non-Red Sox fan. They won again tonight. Toronto's losing. I'm not even worried about it getting in as far as if it's great. You win the division, great. Wild card doesn't matter to me. Top of the rotation, Crochet pitching great. Giolito, he's done a hell of a lot better than I thought. And Bayo, you got a big-time closer in Chapman. Can the youngsters, are we talking World Series here, Tom? 18-1 to win the World Series, 7-1 to win the AL. There's got to be some flawed team. Can it beat Boston?
Honestly, and I've said this about a lot of teams this year, I think the AL price would be better on, like, it'd just be a better ticket to have. And I really think it comes down to the path that they have to play, because can we flash that graph again? If those are just AL odds, if we have that. So, frankly, they can beat the Tigers because, Crochet and Screwball, if they have home field, they will be the favorites. We could say that he is technically the better pitcher, but it's not like some dramatic gap between them. It's like 55-45 in favor of the Tigers if they're at home because Crochet is awesome. So they managed to steal that game. Jack Flaherty's been super inconsistent. If Giolito pitches a strong game, after that for the Tigers, that is the issue. They went out and got Charlie Morton. They went out and got Chris Paddock. And again, Casey Mize on the mound. Like, that back end of the rotation is like super average. So if Bayo can go out there, could be a team they can upset. Can they take on the Mariners? I don't think so. I think the Mariners have the best pitching staff in all of baseball, not just the AL. And I think they may be able to take on the Blue Jays, again, depending on the pitching matchups. But I think the Red Sox feisty in the AL, I think that'd be the spot to go.
Yeah. Tom, great job as always. The
National League. The National League to win the World Series. I just say to Tom, like, the winner, to me, the World Series winner is going to be coming out of the National League. And it's rare to see such a big price. It's going up. Minus 150 right now. National League to beat the American League.
Side. Tom, great job, man. We'll do it again soon. Thanks.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Thanks to Tom Vecchio joining us as he does from time to time. SportsGrid hosts. You see it here all the time here on the grid. So got things locked up, which is generally good news in baseball. Toronto first and second, Gabe. I'm seeing down 8-5, sixth inning. We're sitting on over 16 and a half. I see. Three-run homer?
Speak. No, not a home run, but just nice, like in a baseball way. So once again, we told everybody, hey, Jays plus 2.5. They just cut the lead to 2. They only got a run out of this, 8-6, but a ball, Scott, that could have been an out easily. Like, basically, Jimenez hit it right, sort of not a foul ball, but right in front of home plate, except it went so high, it wasted so much time. It literally went so high.
Was able to score.
Yeah, everyone's running around, and of course the shortstop, the second baseman on the Twins, booted the ball. He's looking around, everyone's running, he misses it. Blue Jays score. Like, could have been an out. Like, it's one of those weird baseball things. So now 8-6, and they got second and third with one out. Like I said, they could get right back in this thing right now.
Wow, how about that? The Cam's Royals did blow it open, by the way, against the White Sox, leading 8-1. So good for him, I suppose. Houston still 1-0 over the Rockies.
I didn't bet that today. I haven't looked at that game. I was just going to ask you, actually, what's going on with that game? I haven't been paying attention to it.
Man.
1-0 Astros. They're minus 500, too.
That's crazy.
So
That's
what are we getting
on flyer on Colorado, right?
What are we getting on the alt run line here? Last night we
runner on first base.
Last night we cashed. Remember the Phillies, man? The Philly. I thought they were going to pull it off, Scott, at the plus 525. At least we hit the plus runs. We hit the plus runs. We weren't on the Rockies money line last night, but seems to be another close one right now. I'm looking for the alternate line here to see like if I can get like what's plus 2.5 right now with Colorado.
Oh,
here we go. Alternate run line.
Yeah,
minus 190. A little too expensive for me.
Oof, yeah.
Minus 190. Plus 2.5. But it is 1-0. And how about that, though, Scott? The Rockies. The Rockies have 2 hits. The Astros, 3 hits. This team can't hit.
They can't. I keep on waiting for them to break out of a game. But it's just, man, it's just not happening. And then
like
the Seattle Mariners, they're blowing every chance in the world to catch them. How is Seattle not in first place in the NL or in the AL West? I mean, it's just
that's why it's hard. And I wanted to buy into the Mariners, but it's hard to buy into them because, and Houston, Scott, they're streaky. They're going to have some run in September where they win like 8-9 type thing. And it's just going to bury the Mariners. Like you said, the Mariners, with all their failures in their organization, the Mariner baseball team, guys, that are the only organization in Major League Baseball that they've never made it to the World Series before. Like, they don't have room for error, right? They're like the Buffalo Bills. Like, I'm a Bills fan. If we're going to win the Super Bowl, we need to go 17-0, get home field. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, oh, no, it's fine. Like, no. That has to be all in and, like, and have a lead, like, type of thing, like, over the Chiefs. And like, we're up by 20 type of deal. So where I'm going is, Scott, like, you're right. Like, if you're Seattle and you were a real contender, you should be like, guys, yeah, this is good. We're up by 4.5 on Houston now, right? You know what I mean? We went on a run. We're the better team. They can't pass them, Scott. Like, even when Houston doesn't play well, Seattle can't pass them.
It's amazing. It's almost like there's something written, like you're not allowed to be in first place. Not even for a minute or two. Forget about actually ending up being in first. We can't even give you first place for a day or two. It's mind-boggling.
It's almost like I don't believe the standings sometimes, Scott, where I'm like, this can't be real. You guys are missing. Like, you added up the wins and losses wrong. You know what I mean? Like, how are, like, I think the same thing. Like, how are Seattle, like, not even like they got a 3-game lead or a 2-game lead? No. No, like it's unbelievable. And one thing with the pitching too, and I heard Tom bring it up, and a lot of people do this, and I'm not taking a shot at Tom. I think Tom's a smart guy, but the whole people talk about the best starting pitching on paper, Scott, all the time. It means nothing, bro. We hear this all the time about the Brewers. Oh, if the Brewers get into the playoffs with their pitching, the Brewers do get into the playoffs every year with their pitching, and they get eliminated in the first round every year, right? Because they can't hit. They can't hit. It's like, oh, they got great pitching.
They got the greatest closers in the world, right? Whether it was Josh Hader, whether it was Devin Williams, it's the same old story with the poor Brewers. These guys all flop in the postseason. That's why they got rid of Hader. That's why they got rid of Devin Williams. They'll do the same thing again this year. It's really weird.
Dude, the Dodgers won the World Series last year. They had bullpen guys pitching for the most part. It was really the bullpen that won for them. Bullpen wins World Series more than starting pitching. And I'm not dismissing the starting pitching, but this whole when people this team gets in the play, they have the pitching. No. And also, as well as I do, Scott, and I'm not saying I like it, but it's just reality. It's the modern era. It's like the NBA. Show me who hit more three-point shots in the NBA, and I'll show you who won the game. Show me who hit more home runs in the game, Scott. I'll show you who won the game in baseball in today's day and age. In the playoffs, Scott, the teams that hit the most home runs win the World Series, point blank. You look at the numbers. I'm not lying.
Yeah, because you're not getting 9, 10, 11 hits a game in the postseason. You're getting 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you're a home run team, one of those 3, 4, 5, 6 is a 2 or 3 run homer. You can't manufacture run. You're not getting 3 hits in an inning, 4 hits in an inning to get 1 run like you can in the regular season. It just doesn't happen. So that plays it. That's why you got to hit some home runs, and it goes into why Milwaukee probably will fail again. Come postseason wise. But if you're the Mariners, you're just unbelievable. You just can't do it.
If you look at the teams though, even that hit the most home runs, because it sounds primitive. Oh, hit home runs, win baseball games. The Yankees have the most home runs in the league. The Dodgers have the second most home runs in the league. Seattle have the third most. Then we get into randomness. The LA Angels 4, Arizona 5, Sacramento, but the Cubs 7, Mets 8, Detroit 9, Philadelphia 10. So in other words, 7 of the 10 teams here are playoff teams that are leading the league in home runs.
Yeah. Take Suarez off the Arizona Diamondbacks, and they wouldn't be in the top 10.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack, literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the 4th hole, he was losing by a stroke. You think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? The winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously, if they win it, they're probably looking at our buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Greatest sports axiom of all time actually in play again, this time at the WNBA. We didn't really talk too much about this guy. I'm not sure why, because I know Gabe and I are both, I think we're on the same side of this. So that's winners bet with streaks, losers bet against streaks, right? And the Las Vegas Aces had won 11 in a row, and they were getting points. Now, I know Atlanta plays pretty well. They're 9-2 their last 11, but I got a team that's won 11 in a row, and you're giving me points? You know, it's like, where do I sign? So, final seconds, Las Vegas 80, Atlanta 75. Looks like, barring something crazy, Gabe, they're going to make it 12 straight wins for Las Vegas. I'll tell you what, Aces,
yeah, you know what?
Obviously playing well.
I'm going to pat myself on the back, because if you recall, going back weeks, everyone was talking about WNBA teams. I said, don't dismiss the Aces. They were at like win 3 only, I think, at that point, right? I mean, the fact that people just sort of gave up on this team like they have is comical to me. They've won 2 of the last 3 championships, right? Yeah. Asia Wilson is the best player in the league, right? Like, you know, as you say, it sounds cliche, but you have the best player in the league, you can win in basketball. Right, and they don't just have her. Like they're pretty deep. Like they got new chemistry. It took them a while to start to figure it out, but I prefer. And you know what? Atlanta have been good, Scott. You and I know the Dream have been a good bet, but I don't think the Dream are quite on that level of the Lynx and the Aces. And dare I say, I don't put the Liberty in that zone, bro. I don't buy into the Liberty. I don't think they're all that good. Like we can, you know, maybe they'll flick the switch and stuff, but I think Vegas and I think Phoenix are tough, but. To me, Scott, I like this Vegas team, and I think the Lynx team are for real. But good call. I was on it. I was with you. I was on the Aces, and good call by both of us as well. And I'm proud of myself. Didn't play the total. Said, nah. You know what? You know, Scott, these WNBA games are tightening up a little bit. Like these women are playing for playoff spots, man. Like it's getting real. Like you notice, like the track meet, it's slowing down in the WNBA. Not all games, like, you know, as I say now, we got one going on now that's a stupid track meet. But this game, guys, a game between 2 teams, Scott, not in the playoffs. Something that we should think about moving forward. Like these, like the WNBA team, but they're both already mathematically eliminated. What are they going to play defense for? What do they care, right? It's like, go up and down the court, right? Like these other teams are battling for playoff seeds. They're battling to get into the playoffs. It's different, but wow, Scott, 193.5 right now in a WNBA game. That's the total.
Wow. They might get 200 points with the 2 worst teams in the league.
Nobody's playing for Dallas. They're terrible. They don't have anyone playing. And somehow these 2 teams have racked up 153 points already. What the hell? I could never would have guessed that. I jumped in game 174.5, but I didn't bet it before the game. I was like, remember we said, the Wings aren't even a big over team, guys. That's the thing. When the Wings are healthy, they're not an over team. Like, they're just, this is wild stuff tonight. But we're on the right side of both games so far, so good stuff.
Yeah. It's what I always say in the NBA, Gabe. I love betting overs. The viewers who watch us know this. I love betting overs when star players aren't playing. Why? It's because the guys on the bench, even in the WNBA, they could score. They could all score. They wouldn't be in the NBA. They wouldn't be in the WNBA if they couldn't score, but you're on the bench because you can't play defense like the starters can. So I'll replace the guy who's not playing for 25 points because the guy on the bench will go for 20. He will. You watch. But he's not going to stop the opposing team from going for 20, whereas the starter will. So this kind of falls in line. It's not a bad little system. Bet overs in games. You don't have too many. I think these are the only 2 that are at this point mathematically eliminated. But bet overs on these teams that are playing for nothing because everybody wants to score. Everybody wants to put 15, 20 points on the board. Not everybody wants to play defense. So
you're padding your stats for money, right? You try to put numbers up. You're right. Even in the NBA, Scott, there's almost like a little agreement, like until the All-Star game, that no one plays defense.
Right.
And you'll notice there's like it's sort of like, all right, guys.
20, I'll score 20, exactly. You score 20, we'll walk away happy.
And and at the end of the game, I'm going to try to stop you to win the game, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to go crazy to stop you during the game. I mean, you do your thing, I do my thing. We all get paid. You drop your 23, I drop my 23. And then we tighten up. And then, as the season goes, and then you'll notice, Scott, there's a lot of players They lose interest like right after All-Star voting closes. Point blank in the NBA. And I swear to God, Scott, it's one of the best trends. We'll do it this year. The first games after the All-Star voting's closed. That it's been announced, they mail it in. They're like, I don't care. It goes. I'm not in the game. I don't care.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack, literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the fourth hole, he was losing by a stroke. It was, you think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? Like, the winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously, if they win it, they're probably looking at our buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
All right, welcome back. In-game live, game day here on the grid. Checking out some action, little baseball, little WNBA. We got college football, and obviously the Ryder Cup with some news today with Keegan Bradley. Let's talk a little golf and a little college football with our good buddy, Mr. Brady Cannon, who you see in here all the time here on the grid. What's going on, Brady? Big news today. We got the announcement of who's in for the Ryder Cup, which isn't until a couple of weeks, but no Keegan Bradley. So before we get to some college football from tomorrow, we'll start there. What do you think of him not naming himself part of the team?
I really think it's a mistake, Scott. I do believe he's absolutely one of the 12 best players for the United States and should be on that team if they obviously they want to win, if to give themselves the best chance to win. I think he needs to be on the team. It's kind of unfortunate that he's the captain, and I understand, trying to do that balancing act has got to be extremely difficult. Aside from that, and the the conflict that he has and the problem that he has to try and figure out, I think he's one of the guys that should be on that team. But I understand the decision. Maybe it's a safe way out. I'd like to see him be on there. And Patrick Cantlay, he's really kind of become a villain, hasn't he? He's like Patrick Reed now. I'm just not a fan of that guy. He's been very good in Ryder Cups before. Hasn't had a very good season. I tell you what, guys, I bet Europe. I bet the European side at plus 145. I think they have a better team. Plus, you have Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Rose, who just won 2 out of the last 3 tournaments. They're hot right now. And, oh, by the way, John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton are going to come over from the live side. I think they have the better roster.
How often, though, Brady, do teams win on each other's continents, though?
Yeah,
isn't that home? That home thing is big in this. Europe's done it though, right? But home turf is big in this, man.
Huge, and I think it feels like Europe has a better chance to win on American soil than we do over there, because we know
the Americans
Europeans
get more rattled over there. They seem to get rattled more than the Euros do.
Yeah, this is almost bigger than a major championship for a lot of the Europeans. And I'm sure Beth Page is going to be raucous, with those New Yorkers. It's going to be crazy. And it's gone that way for the last decade or so. Whoever's at home tends to win. But, Xander Schauffele was injured for most of the year. Colin Morikawa hasn't been great. Patrick Cantlay hasn't been great. J.J. Spahn's never played in a Ryder Cup before. I think Europe has not only a better roster, but more experience. And at plus 145, I've seen it down to as low as plus 110. So, apparently I'm not the only one that thinks the Europeans have a shot.
All right, so ultimately, why weren't there other American golfers that are either on the team or Tiger Woods or, all the big wigs, and just go to Keegan and be like, Keegan, you're one of the top 12 players. Put yourself on the freaking team. We want to win. Not only are you not being on the team, but you're putting someone else on the team that's not playing well, that really shouldn't be on the team, and I'll throw Morikawa out to you. Why wasn't there enough support? What was his actual reason? I read this story. He didn't really give why this guy over me, except to say that the decision was made a long time ago, and he's relieved that he's going to be a great captain. And I'm like, who cares about being a captain? What are you a captain of? You're not on a course cheering them on. What are you doing as captain? Nothing outside of pick the freaking team. So, what was his real reason for not being part of the top 12?
I have to feel that he had a responsibility, Scott, to that position that he was appointed to. And certainly there is a lot of responsibility that comes with that. And, a lot of it is on him to try and set the proper lineups, the proper pairings, and help, like any coach, put his players in the best spot to get that victory. And he probably, and yes, I think he would have been a better player. He's a great Ryder Cup player. He's that rah guy. And I think that's why he'll be a good captain as well. But he happens to be one of the best, 12 Americans on the planet right now. And, I think he gives us a better shot to win on the course rather than in the captain's chair. But I think he's going to be good in either role. I think he kind of took the safe way out.
How often, though, Brady, is it that the captain plays? Because it seems like it's only
I don't think it's happened. I think Arnold Palmer was the last guy.
A lot of pressure.
And that's in the 60s.
It's a night of me disagreeing with Wetzel finally. It's finally happened, Scott. We've agreed a lot over the last month.
I know, yeah.
Where I'm saying being the captain is a big deal, and it's a lot of pressure.
It is.
Playing a
Wait, is he really making the
Scott,
decision?
You're crazy.
He's
no,
the
but
captain.
imagine you're playing. Hold on, Scott.
The manager of the Yankees.
You're playing.
How about Zach Johnson in Italy?
Scott, you've got to worry.
How about Zach Johnson in Italy? He was
playing. Yeah, you got to worry about yourself and your own game, and then you got to worry and you got to think about, man, Patrick's game isn't very good here. He's not putting very well. I got to mix him with this. I got to shake this up.
It's hard.
I'm gonna change pairings. There's a lot of decisions to make, Brady. So that's why I'd ask. It's not because I'm thinking it's not that common that guys are the captain and play, is it?
Yeah, I don't think it's been since the 1960s and Arnold Palmer. And you look at some of these captains that we've had recently. And Phil Mickelson, spoke out and said, God, we got to do a better job at running this team. Zach Johnson in Italy was awful. He's driving around in that golf cart. I don't know if you guys, all they did is show him driving around in a golf cart. It was like, boy, you're working hard, Coach. Zach. Way to go. And Paul Lazinger, Tom Watson, you've had a few guys that have done all right. But, Europe, again, the home team has won for, like I say, I want to say the last handful of times on either side of the pond. But it just feels like Europe has a much better chance to beat us than we do them, no matter where we're playing.
All right, who was the last guy in, do you think? So we could point to one guy and say, you know what, if you, whether it's Morikawa or Kale, whoever it was, if you F up, then you know what, Keegan Bradley, you being so noble about not putting yourself on the team cost us. Who do you think was the last guy in?
I got to believe it's Cantlay, and I don't know if they really divulge, Justin Thomas. If you look at the top 6 guys in points automatically make it. That was Scotty and Spawn and Xander and Harris English and DeChambeau. I'm missing one, Russell Henley. And then I think number 7 was Justin Thomas. So, and I don't have a problem with him. Say what you want about his game. He's definitely a rah-rah Ryder Cup type guy. Morikawa, I'm with you, Scott. Hadn't had a great year. Does he really deserve to be there? I don't know if there's a better choice, though. Cantlay's the guy I have a problem with. Sam Burns has played good golf as of late. He's a very, very good player. I really like the selection of Cameron Young. Bethpage Black is his favorite course. He's from New York. He's a bomber off the tee. He's been playing great as of late. Won his first PGA Tour event at the Wyndham. I like that pick a lot. He could be a hero. And we start getting into the bets. Maybe he's a guy you pick for most points on the American side, something like that. But my initial bet that I've made was Europe, plus 145. You might still be able to find a plus 135 out there. I think their roster top to bottom is better, and we know that they care about this more. It seems like they do anyway.
They've won 8 of the last 11 Ryder Cups.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Like, they've been dominant. And so looking, guys, and like we said, and I agree, Brady, like, all right, I think the Euros can win in America. Last time the visiting team won was 2012.
Yeah.
Europe won in Illinois. But
right,
they also won in
Medina.
Michigan before. And I'm looking at the U.S. here, and I got to keep scrolling. The U.S. haven't won in Europe since 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. There's what a.
Well, I mean, what's the price that is accurate on Europe? Is it plus 110? Maybe that feels about right.
140.
But I think if you can, but if you can get plus 140, I think that's a bargain. I think that's a great number. I would say the actual price is maybe United States minus 125. That because this home field means a lot. But you get a nice price on Europe, I think it's worth a shot. Totally.
Yeah. USA minus 130, Europe 140. I tell you what, you better be a bomber for Bethpage Black. It's a big, long course. We'll do some college football talk next.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack, literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the 4th hole, he was losing by a stroke. It was, you think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? Like, the winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously, if they win it, they're probably looking at our buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe chat with our good buddy Brady Cannon. A little golf. We'll put that aside. Do a little football news. How about some NFL talk? Some win totals. Everybody loves these win totals. I do as well. So, Brady, let's start at the top. Throw a couple of teams at you. I know you like the Buffalo Bills, but you got a little quirky thing going on with the Buffalo Bills. Where do you stand with this Bills team this season?
Yeah, first, Gabe, we'll tip our cap to Jimmy Vaccaro. We were talking about last week, the legendary bookmaker who just retired out here in Las Vegas, invented the season win total bet many years ago. Amazing stuff. But, yeah, every sport does it everywhere, and they are certainly fun. Yeah, I'm trying to thread the needle a little bit with the Buffalo Bills here. I really think they will be the AFC representative for the Super Bowl. I think they have a great shot anyway. And I like the way their schedule finishes up. They have their last 2 games at home. I don't like to bet on a team. If you look at the contenders, and one that has playoff experience and talent and that type of thing, they have the pedigree. I don't want to bet a team that has their last regular season game on the road, because if they happen to get a wild card spot, they might end up playing 3 or 4 or 5 games in a row on the road, and that's typically not a good recipe to get to the Super Bowl. So I like to look at that first, and Buffalo has their last 2 games at home. So they could spend the whole month of January in Western New York. That being said, I played under 12.5 wins for their season win total, and I laid some juice. The standard number is 11.5, juice to the over. 12.5 is juiced pretty heavily to the under. So the odds makers are telling you they feel it's going to be 12, and I kind of think it will be as well. Maybe it'll be 11. They can still win the division handily, but I think last year went so perfectly for them. They were healthy. They had tremendous injury luck. Josh Allen won the MVP. Everything was ideal, and yet they still didn't get to the promised land. So I don't know if they can repeat that type of performance, and that's why I'm saying win total under.
One thing with the Bills, and I know them well, they've shown they need to show more of a killer instinct in the regular season, right? You talk about it, Brady, the travel, just take the element of chance out of it, play less games in the playoffs. They haven't locked down that, all right, we're the best team in the AFC. We have that best record. I sort of think they're gunning for it this year. That's my only, thing that, and we brought it up. Their tough home games, their tough games are all at home this year. Right, the Bills, right? Yes. They're playing the Chiefs at home, the Eagles at home, the Ravens at home, the Bengals. Those 4 games, their toughest games, all happen to be in Buffalo. But I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just stating that sort of feels like, I've been saying this forever, but put it this way, actually, Brady. We didn't even get to this till we opened up in the Ryder Cup. Congratulations. But if Tommy Fleetwood can win the FedEx Cup, the Buffalo Bills can win the Super Bowl. Congratulations on hanging in there. You got it done. And this year, the Bills are going to get it done, baby.
Yeah, I was on Tommy last week. That was awesome. I think Cam might have been on him, too. But I'll tell you, Scott, I did play a couple of other teams for over their season win total, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals. I played them both at over 8.5 wins. Now we know Mike Tomlin, all he has to do is have another, season where it's not a losing season. Easier said than done. But I don't mind backing a coach like Coach Tomlin to get to 9 wins. The first part of the schedule, the first 6 or 7 games of the schedule is the very easiest in the league. And it's not about Aaron Rodgers. They've been very successful with Mason Rudolph, with Kenny Pickett, with, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. The defense, I think, has gotten even better. I think the running game is a lot better. I think, a little bit of addition by subtraction there with letting Najee Harris go to the Los Angeles Chargers. And I think that's going to help Rodgers out quite a bit. I think this team will be solid. I think they have a great chance to get to double-digit wins and also take second place in that division. And I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona threatened to win the NFC West. They continue to get better. I think Jonathan Gannon might be a good bet for Coach of the Year. They've improved a ton on defense. They went after defense hardcore in the draft and in free agency. And this team plays hard for that guy. And again, we're asking them just to get to 9 wins. And by the way, the Buffalo Bills and the Arizona Cardinals both have very easy schedules. I mentioned the Steelers' schedule is very easy at the beginning of the year. Then it gets much more difficult. But Arizona has like a top 10 easiest schedule in the league. So I think they can get to, I think they could get to double-digit wins, but certainly 9 I'm very comfortable with.
I'm not high on Kyler Murray. I haven't looked at their schedule, so I'll take a peek. I know San Francisco has a ridiculously easy schedule, so I'm guessing Arizona probably does as
Similar.
well.
Correct.
Yes, I hate finding out the schedules, and it goes like I want to go under San Fran, but man, you look at their schedule, it's like, gee, are they going to lose 7 games? But I don't know if I can say the same thing about Arizona, just because Kyler Murray to me stinks. You know what? They can play Topeka High 17 times, and I don't know if they're getting 9 wins against Topeka High.
I think their running game's gotten better. I think their defense, Trey McBride is a beast as a tight end. Yeah. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. will have a much better year.
He's really
bulked up. It's not asking
a
ton for somebody to get 9 wins, right? So I don't think I'm going out on a limb to ask the Steelers and the Cardinals, who I think are going to be better than average teams, to have a better than average record.
I'll disagree with you again, Wetzel. I like Kyler Murray. I think he's gotten better. He's matured as a leader. Now he's got to prove it, stay on the field, and win football games. It's a big year for Arizona for them to take that next step. My deal, though, is that division is just so competitive, guys. It's almost like the Big 12 of the NFL. But I don't know if anybody's
great,
That's my point. They're all even. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, Seattle could be 10-7. They could be 7-10, right? You know what I mean? It's one of those.
And you could probably say that about all 4 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, San Francisco are older. They've got, how are they going to stay healthy?
Well,
people are anointing the Rams.
I mean, how many years? Kyle Shanahan, I think this is his 9th year, and they've been brutally injured in probably 6 or 7 of those years. So, what's to say it's not going to happen again?
Ayuk's already hurt.
Buffalo.
They're already starting off the season.
Buffalo's the interesting one, though. I don't know if they, let's say worst case scenario, they get a split out of those 4 teams. I don't know if they're going to lose 3 more times. I kind of like the over 12.5 Buffalo.
I don't know if I want to go. I mean, if you want to go over 12.5, you can get a really nice plus price. I wouldn't necessarily argue with you with 10.5 or 11, but I think that 13th win, that could be week 18 when they rest all their starters.
AFC does have 1 less home game this year as well. Brandon, great job, man. We'll do it again soon.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
He played with Bobby Mack. Literally had a nervous breakdown the entire round, and by the time they got to the 4th hole, he was losing by a stroke. You think Tommy Fleetwood's a train wreck. You should have seen what this poor guy went through yesterday playing with him.
Yeah, you know what I want to say in this too? Like, the winner gets the entire pot of earnings.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Paige Beckers. She does it night in, night out. She's been absolutely fantastic for a Dallas Wings team that really isn't going anywhere. We'll see what happens in regards to where they're going to end up in the WNBA draft, because obviously, if they win it, they're probably looking at her buddy, AZ Fudd, to be drafted next year.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the Grid. Final segment as we close up shop. Thanks again to Brady Cannon joining us as he does from time to time. So we'll get back into the football stuff. Just do want to check the scores one more time. And we're holding on here. We got to get a couple more runs here with this Minnesota-Toronto game. The over looked so good, an hour or so ago, but it's still only 8-6, bottom of the 8th inning. So the over 16.5. You only need two more runs to tie it. But
I played the plus 2.5, so I don't know if you played the 16.5. I played the plus 2.5, and we're hoping for the best. But how about the update in L.A.? We told everybody Ohtani over 5.5 strikeouts. Ohtani 8 strikeouts so far.
Wow.
Dodgers up 4-1 right now. Dodgers up 4-1. But the question, does Ohtani have a home run? No, he does not. So, just for the record, Ohtani is not. What a bum, Scott. Only 8 strikeouts, huh?
Yeah,
he's up to 79 pitches right now.
All right.
I think 80 is his season high.
Top of the 5th. I assume he's still pitching? Maybe I should assume that.
Yeah, so to get the official win, you're right. Yeah. Kike Hernandez guy, you know him. Like, he's one of these guys, you don't think about him as like, oh, yeah, but he makes a big difference, like in the Dodgers clubhouse, bro. Like, the Dodgers are kind of a team with a bunch of really rich guys. You need someone to, he's that guy. He's that joker in the room, Scott. You know what I mean? He's that guy that'll show up with his hair dyed and, hey, let's loosen up. Let's have some fun. Home run Jays, 8-7. Right? No, but he really is, Scott. Nice. Like, he just got back, and he's contributing already tonight. 2 hits, RBIs. Like, we saw in the playoffs last year. He made, he steps
Good
up
playoffs.
and big. He just knows when to, like, have an impact on the team. Good guy to have on your team, Kike Hernandez. People don't really talk about him, but he's good. I know you know him from the Boston days. Yep.
Under the radar, he's always on a team where there's so many other superstars, so you don't really, worry about him. And it's guys like that generally do well in the postseason. The star players may get, whatever, but every winning team needs some guy that's just flying under the radar that has his
the Corey
15 minutes
Perry
of fame.
of baseball. Like a Corey Perry in hockey. You need that grinder.
Right.
Yeah, he's been around. He's, don't worry about what he does in the regular season. But Kike just sort of provides that spark. So, yeah, Dodgers are rolling right now, guys, just for the record. People, the Dodgers suck and this and that because, they cost you a same-game parlay or something, whatever. But, like I said, they scored 21 runs in the last 3 games. Their pitching starting to get healthy. Sasaki was in Oklahoma City again last night throwing heat. Scott, he's around the corner. They're the team to beat still in baseball, Scott. Let's not kid ourselves. The Dodgers are the team to beat. Let's be real.
Yeah. A month from now, when everything is settled in and we all got our playoff spots and everything else, and I'm sure they're going to be the champions of the West Division, right? You still got to go through that lineup, and you still got to go through those top 3-4 pitchers. That's why I've talked about this game during, June, July, May, where you talk about all these Cinderella teams and this and that. It's like, well, fast forward, 2, 3, 4 months, whatever it is, and think about the rotation you're going to have to beat and the lineup you're going to have to beat. And it's just, they're going to be, they probably will end up winning again when everything is said and done, believe it or not.
I think our Philadelphia, Keith Hernandez said, hey, Philadelphia, you're overrated. He is a Mets guy, but is it just the Mets had the Phillies number? Or are Philly not as, I just keep coming back. Is it Milwaukee or that dangerous? I just don't see the Dodgers. To me, the biggest threat to the Dodgers, to me, Scott, and the Dodgers said this last year, San Diego. Like Dave Roberts even said after when they were drunk doing all the podcasts after the World Series, he said, we were the most worried, no disrespect to the Mets and Yankees, but we kind of knew that, like, whoever wins this San Diego series wins the World Series. Like, that's what the Dodgers said. I sort of get that feeling, like, San Diego are dangerous to deal with. Like, it seems to me like San Diego could beat anybody except the Dodgers, Scott. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad for them. They're in the same division, because they got the top of the rotation guys. They got the superstar Machado, and Tatis and all the guys there.
Yeah.
They have them. They have them.
Bogarts, they're good. They're deep, bro. Like, people don't really, they're a deep team.
Yeah, good manager. So, I'm telling you right now, those Rockies are going to beat the Houston Astros. It's still 1-0 heading to the bottom of the 7th. I'm telling you, You watch and see the Astros.
How many
lose
hits
this
did the
game.
Astros have? Let me see. They had 3 before. Remember how many did they? What do they have? Let me see if I can get this. They still have 3, Scott. They have not got a
3
hit
hits.
since we talked about this half an hour ago.
3-1 Rockies win. You watch. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, folks.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.